Hey people, how's it going? You right? Oh, hello mate, you alright? Got a quote for you again, you know me. I love a good quote, don't I? So the quote is, the man who asks a question looks a fool for a minute, but the man who doesn't is an idiot for the rest of his life. Something along those lines anyway. I'm sure we've all found ourselves in a situation before when you're getting into a good conversation with somebody and they start talking about something that you ain't got a fucking clue about. And they ask you a question. Something along the lines of, have you ever heard of the perceptual content on theoretical kinematics and mechanics? I'm sure you have. And you're like, yeah, of course I have. Who hasn't? Who hasn't? Obviously I have. Go on. You are now in the middle of a conversation and you ain't got a clue. And this person now believes that you do. And now you look like a mug because you've got to smile and nod along, and then they're probably going to ask further questions and you ain't going to be able to answer them because then you'll look even more fucking stupid. So that person in that situation is the idiot for the rest of their life, whereas had you have asked the question instantly when they asked if you've heard about the concept or perceptual content of theoretical kinematics or whatever the fuck it was that I said, and you were like, actually no, I don't think I have ever heard of that, can you just explain that for me? You might look a bit silly in that instance because you don't have the answer immediately, but you now have asked for that answer. So you are going to be educated on what it means. So moving forward, you are no longer an idiot. You are no longer the fool because you have gained the information that you needed. But the one that was trying to protect their ego and suggesting that they knew the answer, they do look like a fucking numpty. So don't be afraid to suggest that you don't know the answer to something. You're not expected to know the answer to everything. So it's okay to, hey, I don't actually know what that means. Can you just explain that? Just go into that in a bit more detail for me. That is perfectly fine. So don't make yourself look like a mug later on down the line by pretending that you know everything. So that's what I reckon. I like that piece of advice. It's been pertinent for me, especially in the last 2 weeks in a new job. I've been learning a lot of information, man, and it's been incredible information. But at times, I don't know certain things, so I need somebody to explain that in a bit more detail for me. And I think for me personally, I'd much rather do that as opposed to pretending that I know everything, because it's going to come back to bite me on the ass later on down the line, I reckon. So I hope that helps. I'll see you again in a couple of days' time. I appreciate you again for sticking around. Much love. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Take care.